Updates on Simon Ekpa's case. There are some, recent updates on the case of Simon Ekpa, and I'm going to walk you through certain informations. Then we'll get to where we are going to. There's something I want to build. There's something I want all of us to understand. Now, you will recall in 2023 that a news came out and they said federal government meets with Finland and seeks to end the Biafra agitator incitement. They were talking about Simon Ekpa in Finland. So the federal government of Nigeria met with the Finnish authority and they had an agreement. They had a discussion on how to stop Simon Ekpa. Now, after some months, it felt like nothing was happening, and then another news came up. What was that news? So in, I think, August 2024, they came up with another news, and it says what Finland is doing about Nigeria's complaint against Simon Ekpa, the Finnish minister. So the Finnish minister was now briefing Nigeria on what they are doing in respect of the first news I showed you. Now they say Simon Ekpa's case has put Finland in a problematic situation of having to navigate the blurry line between his rights to freedom of expression and the criminality of his violence inciting campaigns. Why is Simon Ekpa, moving in that direction that they claim he is moving, inciting violence campaigns? These people do not want to ask themselves questions. Why was he trying to ensure that people protect themselves? What was the activity of the Nigerian government? Have they been living up to the expectation of protecting the common man? They have not. In fact, they were responsible for the atrocities against the common men, and which led to the activity of Simon Ekpa in telling the people, you must stand up and defend yourself. That was when they began to hatch their plans on how to nail Simon Ekpa. And they had an agreement with the Nigerian government. That news came and people thought it was a joke. They had a concrete agreement with the Nigerian government for our natural resources. Now, what is the current news coming out from the relationship between the Finnish government and the Nigerian? Remember that few months ago, they also came out and said that the activity of Simon Ekpa is restricting or creating a problem between Nigeria and Finland bilateral relations. That he is causing a blockade or a problem in the bilateral relations between Nigeria and Finland. So, what did they do to stop him? That is not the question, because we are building something. We have told you how they started inciting, how they started telling the Finnish government to arrest Simon Ekpa, and all the Finnish government is promising them that they will do. Now, finally, you heard about the arrest of Simon Ekpa in November 2024. He was then arrested and kept completely incommunicado. Now, what is coming out of that arrest? What is the position of the Nigerian government, or what is the duty of the Nigerian government after Finland has arrested Simon Ekpa and kept him out of the show for many months? Finland had an agreement with Nigeria, and so Nigeria has to pay back that agreement. What did they do? This is what they did. Now, this is it. The Nigerian government is now fulfilling their own part of the bargain. Finnish firm bags new deal to build 30 megawatt power plant on Victoria Island, Lagos. 30 megawatt power plant on Victoria Island, Lagos. A Finnish company has gotten that deal. Why do you think Finnish company is getting the deal now? they have done their own part, and it is now the part of Nigeria to also honor the agreement, and they are paying back. Gradually, they are paying back for arresting Simon Ekpa. That is what you need to understand. You put things in perspective and you begin to understand certain news that comes out. Previously, have you been hearing about Finnish companies, gaining, jobs from Nigeria or contracts from Nigeria? Why is it now, after the arrest of Simon Ekpa, Finnish companies are now getting, contracts? You don't think, you don't put the dots together. This is it. Somebody is fighting to defend his people, and all you do is to ensure that he does not succeed in defending his people, and you are supporting the evil people who their plans and their objective is just to cage a particular people and box them into a corner such that they cannot even grow, they cannot even prosper, they cannot even do things for themselves to ensure that they live a life with a semblance of dignity and respect and justice. You see, the problem with this country is justice. Nigeria lacks justice. You cannot get justice as a common man. You can't in this country. You can't. Now, instead of these people to fight the main crime, the main problem, they are fighting Simon Ekpa, who is just defending his people, trying to protect his people from harm. And Finnish government is working with the Nigerian government to manifest this evil against innocent Biafrans, stopping a man who is just there to defend his people. Now listen to what this naval commander has to say. Now, just take a look at what the Chief of Naval Staff is saying. He says spiritual solution is needed to surmount insecurity in Nigeria. Chief of Naval Staff. Spiritual solution is needed to surmount insecurity in Nigeria. He's telling you to pray. A Chief of Naval Staff is telling you to pray to surmount insecurity in the country. What is the hope of the common man when a Chief of Naval Staff is telling the whole country, and the president cannot sack this man as an incompetent Chief of Naval Staff? He will come out to tell you that you need spiritual backing, you need prayers, when you can use what God has given you to move in and defend them. They won't, because they are the sponsors of the insecurity. They themselves are the sponsors of the same insecurity that they are accusing Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of. They themselves are the sponsors. So, how do you solve the problem? You have arrested Simon Ekpa, you have arrested Nnamdi Kanu, yet you are still crying of insecurity. The same insecurity that you brought, the same insecurity that you are the founder of that insecurity, the same insecurity that you are the true person who is bringing in that insecurity. You are now going to the Western world to tell them that it is Simon Ekpa, arrest him. It is Nnamdi Kanu, arrest him. These are the people that are causing insecurity in Nigeria. You have arrested these people. Why is Boko Haram still sacking communities, still sacking military barracks? Why is there still insecurity? Why is there surge in the use of airplane flight? Because people do not want to use road transport, because the roads are all filled with Fulani militias that continue to kidnap and kill people, making use of the roads. What is the solution? You have kidnapped the people you blame. So what is the solution? Why is it that you have not created peace since you kidnapped them? Why is it that you have not created peace? Now, look at another form of marginalization against the people of Biafra. Because when we are saying these things, we are telling you their essence is to Islamize the nation. Their essence is to Islamize the nation, make this place the second Turkey. Turkey was a Christian country before they changed it to a Muslim country. Now, I want you to hear this senator and see what he has to say. Now, this man you are seeing on your screen is a senator. It says, when will Southeast even have lion's share in any particular project? The man is frustrated. He is frustrated and is asking, when will Southeast even have a lion's share in any of the particular project in the country? This is coming from Senator Osita Ngu. He confronts the Senate President regarding the constant omission of the Southeast region from the scheme of things. They continue to omit the Southeast from the scheme of things. And this man is worried. He is worried. Why is it like this all the time? Why is it that the Southeast is omitted? And our people cannot rally around themselves and say, this is the time for us to come together and speak with one voice and protect these people who have been speaking for our people. Protect Simon Ekpa, protect Nnamdi Kanu, protect all these people. They will not do it. They will not do it. Now, look at one Ifulefu in Biafra land. Look at him. Oh, this is Cubana chief priest kneeling down before Shetima, the vice president. The same Shetima who talked before he became the vice president that he was going to deal with the Igbos and they are going to push them, box them into a corner that they will amount to nothing. They will come to beg the other, tribes in the country for help. But this young man, instead of him to respect himself, he is going to kneel down before the same man who knows what he is begging for. You see our people. That is why we continue to tell you that you see all these people who are working with politicians, and the politicians are the worst. But you see all those ones who are, PAs and all these errand boys to politicians, forget them, they are gone. They are the same mindset, the same thinking, the same reasoning. They lack proper judgment of things. They lack proper judgment of things. Look at this one now. Kneeling down before what is his name? Shetima. You must rise to fight for yourself, because you see these politicians, if you are waiting for them to speak, because some of you will be saying, your politicians must support you, your politicians must do this, the big men in your community, those people are all corrupt. They are working with your oppressors. If you want to grow, you must leave them and focus on what you are doing. You must focus on what you are doing. Thank you for listening. It is Biafra First.